Hello! Surprise! Surprise stream! Good evening, everyone. Hi, the 10th Blake. Hi, Fiona. Thank you for the sub. 10-month subs. Woo-wee! Thank you very much. That's very appreciated and a nice welcome. I wasn't even live yet, so we missed out on the corgi. So I don't know how to trigger the corgi individually, but wee. Ping pong. Hi, Xilbo. I'm glad you were summoned appropriately. Hi, Chocolate Elemental. Have fun lurking. Good evening. Listening only mode. Have fun listening. Thanks for joining in. What's happening? What's happening? I need to do more work is what's happening. And I decided I need to work more evenings as well as mornings and days and nights and whatever to get this line art finished. So I'm just going to be working on more line art, probably going to be ranting a bit about Inktober whilst I'm actually inking something, so there we are. And yes, lovely to see you all. It's really nice to see you. I'm really glad to hang out with people. And like Alpha Diaz said, it's weird, it doesn't feel like a Sunday, it feels like a Saturday, because tomorrow is a public holiday in Germany, so it's weird. And we might not have enough food in the house, who knows? We will find out tomorrow, because of course all the shops are closed. Yes, I will be throwing all the shade. Thank you very much. The 10th Blake, you said you missed the Blutige See stream. I'm sorry, yes, it was a very sudden change to YouTube because Twitch was not working. It would just not stream. And apparently there wasn't the only people who had that problem that evening, so Mari quickly switched to YouTube, and but that meant it was immediately on YouTube, so that was good. And in YouTube, I believe it also saves the chat, which is nice. There were some nice comments there. Well, I hope you have a chance to watch it and watch the next session, which is, I believe, at the end of October at some point. Where were we? Yes, okay. Wimmelbild. Thank you for the nice segue there, Alpha Diaz. Where am I at now? So I finished the D&D table. I still need to do that owl. And we have a DSR table nearly finished. I still need to do Tim's character. But I've got Nico's character in the background, which I'm actually really pleased with. Look at all that chest hair. That was just, you know, just individually drawing all the chest hair. Yeah, I had fun with that. I think it surprisingly looks like Nico, which is, you know, I don't know, there's something about the face and the hair that actually works, so I'm quite pleased with that. And also at the last minute, I just kind of drew on and drew on and drew on, and then I was like, he's not wearing clothes. Just sort of just like draped this cloth over him. I just hadn't sketched any clothes on him, so, you know. Yes, Alpha Diaz, thank you. You're like a wingman in the stream, basically. stream man. Hi, Oliver, hi. Doesn't hurt to watch now, so much to only listen. You're seeing the Stuch, yes. Here's the Stuch. Half Stab, halb Buch. Brilliant. In English it would be a Stuck. Yeah, I really had fun with the people on this table, and I'm gonna get right back into it. I think I was still kind of in the middle of finishing up this character here, whatever his name was. I think this was the Mucho Bear character, right? I don't know which one was which. I am quite pleased with the belt, I have to say. I didn't think that would look so good. I think I have to do a lot of the little line there. That was the one thing. Excuse me. Excuse me. It's a bit cold in here. But, where were we? Oh no, I moved his loincloth. Hey, why aren't my buttons working? Okay. I think my tablet isn't working. My buttons are not working. Okay. Let me just restart the tablet app. I think something's not working. I did check its settings earlier, but that was it really. Let's see. Maybe you should get one of those glorious beards. I mean, nothing wrong with it. It's always recommended to get glorious beards. Okay. So it's telling me that my machine is not plugged in. But I mean, it is plugged in, but let's just have a quick peek. I think I pulled a bit too hard on the connector cable. Sorry for audio. Sorry for the audio problems just now. I hope there wasn't too much interference. Okay, let's see if it works now. Okay. I think it's working now. It was just the cable. Okay, we have some arm hair that needs to be deleted. And then I think that was it. Okay. Right, the line on the there we go. I changed all my pens around. So, anyway, I hope everyone's having a nice weekend, and I hope everyone who's living in Germany here has had a nice long weekend. Or any plans, anyone? I think once again we were completely overwhelmed by the fact that it was October and that there was a bank holiday weekend, and our neighbors, I saw them drive away in the car park, and you know, like, oh, are you going away over the weekend, you know? And I was just like, did not think that there might be any special reason why people would be going away. And then I was like, oh wait, it's October. That explains a lot. There we go. We have number 25. Means there's only number 24 missing at this table. Sexy bald guy in progress, yes. Who might that gentleman be? Hi, Tim. Tomorrow is the day of German pretended unity. Oh, I haven't heard that one before. Ooh, is that a salty East German opinion on the unity, which I approve of, or is it something else? Let me get rid of these people so that you're not in the way of the glorious bald man. Get out of here, Nico. Okay. Where are we at? I've drawn so many arms and so many hands. I have to say, I mean, prior to pretty recently, I have not drawn many men, especially not male anatomy. We are one people! Yeah, us too. 32 years and we still don't get along. Yeah. It's, I understand. I cannot possibly understand properly because I'm from the West and, you know, everything's been pretty cozy and cushiony here and stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. To be honest, like I said, the whole thing every year, it just happens, but it's not like we're celebrating it. I don't know. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so basically I was always just drawing sexy ladies with breasts, and I was like, okay. And at some point I tried to do artwork for my hopefully a comic, and I realized, well, if you wanna do this, kind of stuff, you have to actually learn how to draw men, and you have to draw them good. Like, you have to learn how to draw them nicely, and you know, minority salts it for everyone. It's sad. Yeah, that's always the case, isn't it? But yeah, it's basically I haven't really drawn lots of men. I kind of had to teach myself in order to. God, this hand looks awful. Yeah, so. And now, being here drawing all these glorious muscular men, I have to say I'm really enjoying myself. I'm really enjoying myself. Just kind of going, I don't get to look at muscular chests while I'm drawing this. And maybe I should do more fan art and, you know, cash in on my fangirl homies on Tumblr or something. Such former borders change political perceptions for a long time. Yeah. I wonder what it's gonna be like for the generation, like, you know, think of like Gen Z or something now. It was already different for the millennials, but what's gonna be like for the teenagers now? You know, people whose parents... Well, I suppose people from my generation had parents who were the disappointed ones, but I don't know. I think I'd prefer to just think about sexy male chests rather than the German unity. I am more on the side of escapism, to be honest. But you're right, it does change things for a long time. You'd think for having had a chancellor from the East, you know, things would have been different, but not so much, huh? I'm not sure this was a case where you could see his nipple. I think the nipple was around the corner and the other nipple was covered by the arm, so it's gonna be a bit of an odd case, but we're gonna give him chest hair anyway, so. example, in Poland, Polish people living in former German territories are much more open and liberal than other Polish areas, even though there are no more Germans left. 5 years. Huh. You know, I recently started reading Die Blechtrommel for the first time in my life because I saw it at my parents' place and I was like, unfortunately, my German teacher in school, with the best of intentions, completely ruined Günter Grass for me back in school. And so I kind of never read anything else by the guy and just completely went on to just read English literature a lot. And my German literature knowledge is very bad. Bad to non-existent. And I'm really enjoying reading it, actually. I find it very funny. It's a bit hard to get through. I am finding it difficult to get through the last part because I feel like I have to concentrate more on it. And then in the evening I want to read, I'm just like, now I'm too tired. But I'm really enjoying it. And I'm through kind of most of it anyway. But yeah, a lot of Polish-German relations in that, of course, in the beginning. So there's a lot in that that I did not know. It was very interesting. It's the kind of book where, you know, you read, and then you're like, Wikipedia, historical articles, check up on stuff that you don't know. Who doesn't love drawing wrinkles in cloth? Sorry, by the way, for people listening, if this is a slightly more quiet stream, it's quite difficult to concentrate if you really want to get shit done and also talk at the same time, which I know is, you know, not recommended for streamers to just be quiet too long. But, I will do my best whilst also trying to concentrate on getting a bit of a move on with this. Okay. Now the glorious head. The Polish people in West Poland were refugees too after World War II, while the PISS party. Is that really the name of the party? Unfortunate. It's really successful, the old-fashioned Polish tea. All the cultural differences only change in decades and centuries. 30 years of unity is a really short time. Yeah, it is. It is really, isn't it? I mean, kind of weird to think, you know, that I was alive at the time. And obviously I don't remember it because I was too young, but it's not that long ago. At the same time, it's what you said. It's like it changes only through decades and centuries. That's obviously because it's people's memories is the key part here. And being my age basically means I don't remember it. So basically people of my generation don't actively remember it. But people just a little bit older than me, they remember it still. And I think that's like almost this kind of gap. This sort of generational gap, you know? In like perception and stuff. So, you know, like I'm 86, for instance, and I met someone who was born in 83, and she still remembered it very, very clearly, right? And so there was just, and also she was from the East, and so that was like a very clear like gap in understanding. I felt like she was so much older than me, but she wasn't actually that much older than me, you know what I mean? Foreigner perspective. Modern Germany is comprised of many smaller kingdoms, and it still behaves like that today. Yeah. Yeah, we do. Max has often pointed out after social gatherings that one thing that we Germans like to do when we get together is talk about our cultural differences amongst ourselves. Talk about the linguistic differences and the weather differences and the mentality differences. Yeah, no, I'm 86. I look really good for my age, right? You know. All that healthy South German air. You know, talking about regional differences. Okay, that looks a bit wrong. It looks nice on hair if you do that effect, but it doesn't look good on a moustache. I'll try that again. You were born in 68. Hey, we're like, you know, inverted. 22 years in 2 different states in the DDR was very oppressing. When I visited my relatives in Brandenburg. Wow. Scots never say they're different in the English. You like the federalism, Oliver. UK with England has the problem old German Empire had with Prussia. One overpowering state that pushes all other states in the background. Interesting hot take. My cousin was a lieutenant in the NBA. He couldn't be seen with us. Oh my god. Shit. What's the NVA though? I don't know. That doesn't immediately ring a historical bell for me. But yeah, that's what I mean though, you know, there's like we're all this community, and there's just some stuff that I will just not be able to understand. I have to say, Oliver, I mean, I don't mind the cultural kind of differences or whatever. Nationale Volksarmee, okay, thank you. I am fed up with the federalism on a sort of operational level. Like, there are so many instances in daily life where it pisses me off that everything is different for each Bundesland so much in Germany. It's just, just freaking have a unified school system, guys. Just, you know, it's just, it boggles the mind. I understand historically why we do it, but I don't think it's... really such a good idea anymore somehow. I know it probably, I don't know. I suppose in terms of like political stuff, we've had lots of discussions about this recently in terms of like British election system and first past the post kind of stuff, and you know, like how the German elective system has got something going for it and stuff. Sure, right? Have the federalism, have the Bundesländer, have the Bundesrat, do all of those things. That's fine, but there are just some things like schools where I think, you know, like stuff like digitalization and stuff. It's so complicated, you know? And I don't think it's necessary to be so complicated in so many areas. Here I am. Not focusing on men's chests, but getting into this discussion and getting distracted from moustaches. You lived your first 12 years, and I don't like to repeat that ever. I'm saying that it's not true, but UK has been a constitutional monarchy for at least 200 years. Yeah. Unified in name, but we still act contrary to unified state. I've not been sure about the State of the Union since 2014. Coming from 300 states 200 years ago down to 16 is a huge centralization. I suppose it is, yeah. I suppose when you look at it that way, it is huge, and perhaps it'll take us a bit longer to... take us a bit longer to, you know, narrow it down a bit further. There's probably a lot more people that are much more educated in sort of political sciences who could make a compelling argument on a political level why the federalism in Germany is good. Like, there's probably a lot of reasons to speak for it, otherwise I'm pretty sure people would have spoken up against it a lot louder. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's just one of those things that annoys me sometimes. You know, it's like, you train to become a teacher in one Bundesland, and then is it really so difficult? I have teacher friends, and I'm not sure if this is 100% always the case, but as far as I'm aware, it is. Sometimes it can be difficult to like become a teacher in a different state, for instance, and that's kind of the level of differences where I'm thinking, come on, you know, like we should have the same kind of school degree. This whole kniet nieder, ich habe mein Abi in Bayern gemacht. You know, like even at university level, you get subjected to that kind of ridicule and differences where people, you know, make jokes about it and basically say, oh, you know, well, we can't take you seriously because you didn't do your Abitur in the South or whatever. And it's like, oh, Jesus, you know, or... You know, it should be the same. The school education should be the same and should be centralized. It shouldn't make a difference whether you come from, you know, Baden-Württemberg or Hamburg or whatever. Thuringia was 9 states just 100 years ago. Bloody hell. That's really not that long ago, isn't it? In France. Yeah, France is a good example. Yeah. I know that that's the typical example where it's like the difference between the French city culture in Paris or whatever and everyone else is just peasants and nobody thinks about them kind of thing. Yeah, I've read enough newspaper articles to know that that's a huge issue. Absolutely. And that's exactly the kind of thing that you wouldn't want, right? Like in Germany, you wouldn't want you wouldn't want like that sort of snobbery Berlin thing, which you've got Munich, you've got you've got Hamburg. I think I just drew Jean-Luc Picard with a giant mustache. Oh no, here we go, the England comparison. I'll let you two hash it out. I'll work on Jean-Luc Picard. Which of course is exactly what Tim has always been in our wonderful Star Trek games. If I remember the wonderful what was it? Star Trek TNG characters play Cards Against Humanity. That was one of my favorite things ever. Nico came in and just put his leg on the table. That just killed me instantly. Difficult to position the head correctly, but I believe the cloak needs to be a little bit narrower. So I'll draw the rest first, and then I'll fix that. There's still massive amounts of typing going on here, by the way, so... Oh goodness, I'm not gonna read all of this out. I'm sure you can read it yourself. Okay, summary is steps have been taken to put more power into local hands away from centralized England, London. So that's good. But obviously it is a different backstory, so to speak, a different situation. Thank you for the little TED talk, Max. That was very illuminating. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you prefer it in Germany at the moment, because that's where I happen to live. That makes things like, you know, raising a child together much easier. But I have to say, yeah, I've really enjoyed getting this perspective on England here, because I am a big fan of England and I'm culturally very interested in it. I mean, I studied English literature for years and I really enjoy a lot of the things that England has to offer, or the UK, I should say, specifically the UK, not just England. Or the Anglophone world in general. So, you know, I've been to New Zealand, I really enjoyed that. I've been to Ireland, I've really enjoyed that. So a lot of that culture is something I like a lot. And it's been very painful to see what's happening there. Like, obviously it's not the same for me not being a native, but seeing that kind of stuff happen to somewhere you really love and to people you really love is not nice. And yeah, I was always a little bit hurt when friends or even like family members have said to me, how does that affect you? You know, like, I'm sorry. You know, my partner's home country is going down the drain. How does that not affect me, you know? And just sometimes people can be a bit ignorant if it doesn't affect them personally. Saxony was a fully independent country until 150 years. You lost the war against Prussia. I like that smiley. That works really well in that contest. Sucks. Yeah. I mean, one of my favorite, perhaps ill-placed, but still one of my favorite jokes one of my classmates made was when one of my part of our class went to a school trip to France, to Paris, but sort of the 10 people or so in my class that were doing Latin instead of French, we were staying at home. So we had like lessons with just 10 people for like a week or so. While they were all hobnobbing in France. And one of my classmates said to one of the friends who went to France, he said, "Don't come back without Elsass-Lothringen." And it's, you know, people in our area still making lots of jokes about that stuff. Because of course the Palatinate went back and forth, so yeah. Big fan of the Isle, especially Scotland. It's sad that some idiots can ruin such a nice country. Yeah. Yeah. It is a shame, yeah. The same is true of everywhere, I guess. Okay, I'm just gonna have to check my proportions. Is his head in the right place? Does it look like his head is too far back, or what do you think? His arm looks really long. Like, he looks like he's got gorilla arms. think that's a little bit better. All my holidays in England, Scotland, Ireland, I'm an unfriendly person, all helpful and kind. That's true, they are very polite people a lot of the time, unless you're like out drinking in the rough part of town or something, but I mean, I suppose that's the same in every country. But even then the people are still incredibly polite, so far more polite than in a drunken scene in Germany, I think. Germany is used to different layers of government, the EU is just another above the German level. I guess, yeah. The argument, oh, it's all being controlled by the EU, it's like, get in line. Perhaps it doesn't work so well in Germany, that's a good point. But ultimately, these kind of arguments work everywhere you want them to work. Like, if you want to do the correct kind of propaganda, I'm sure you could do that here, which is of course what some people are doing. But yeah, check out the head. Does it look okay? I really could. I don't know. It's just like sometimes I stare at it for so long and I'm like, blind. Does it look okay? It's all right, I think. Also, I noticed I haven't given Nubo his shield. I mean, I guess it does take the pressure off of the national level of government. I suppose if you're always just, you know, like in Baden-Württemberg, if people are just angry at the Baden-Württemberg government, then it takes a lot of the heat of Berlin, I suppose. So I guess that's an advantage. It takes the regional tensions. It doesn't quite make them explode at such a level as we've seen like in France, for instance. You know? Hello, occupied mind! In honor of German national holiday tomorrow, we're having a rather political chat tonight. While I'm working on a silly picture with lots of made-up characters, so... It's like meditation, isn't it? Just... But there's nothing else but a favorite. Olubul for the gift sub for Xilbor. Thank you very much. Corgi time. And we missed the first corgi time today because I wasn't live yet. Hey, and another gift sub. Thank you. Thank you, Chocolate Elemental. Enjoy the emotes. Thanks for the gift sub, Olubul. More corgis. No, stop it. Thank you for another gift sub. Oh, it's one for Evie. That's nice. enjoy your gift sub, Mrs. Shen. Thanks very much. Nearly missed the start of Subtober. Wait, what's Subtober? Now you're just messing with me. Does that mean I can't get upset about October being October anymore? So much hair. I think I'll have to get rid of some of the hair again to make it look a little bit more realistic. We want it like really nice and thick in certain areas, but then I think, hang on, let me just the successor of September. I don't believe you. Nail, chest, hair. Come on. Ruin my searches. Yes. Ooh. Hello. I'm liking looking at these reference pictures. So we do have some hair on the chest area. Like that, and sort of like this. We just have to make the chest a bit more obvious because it's No, another sub! Thank you for another sub to the 10th plague. Thank you! No one is safe! No one is safe from the corgi army! It's a good thing we recharged the corgis at the top of the water slide since last time, when you completely ran out of corgis at some point. Is this just Oliver looking at the chat, sees anyone without a symbol, and just goes, throw that corgi! Throw it down the water slide! Ah. Wonderful, thank you very much. You should make Oliver manager of the Corgi Water Park at some point. Absolutely. I think he already is manager of the Corgi Water Park. I sent him like a picture, remember? So he's got like a sort of document that documents that exactly. Let's see, I'm just gonna do a quick sketch. So we've got sort of this. Hydrate. Oh, oh. Need to get some water. Save reminder. Oh, good point. Okay, I'll save and I will get some water. Second. Okay, and we're back. It's also a good chance to flex the wrists a little bit. I just thought maybe it might be a good idea that I save the time lapse of this the time lapse video that the game is automatically creating. The stream, the program is automatically creating. And basically start a new time lapse. Because that maybe it would reduce the file size, but I'll do that off stream, so you'll have to bear with me during the stream. That sometimes it cuts out when I'm saving, but I might do that. There we go. What do you think of the chest hair? Does it work? I think I know what's wrong. I think basically there wasn't enough. Yeah, it was too. That was too much, it was too round, basically. I think this is slightly better. Not sure these lines help much, but... I think at this point I'll have to leave it, even if the anatomy is slightly off. Because I have to get on with it, but... I think it's a little bit more like that, because we are seeing him from the side, so... That's a little bit better. I think that's a little bit more believable. There we go. We got a bit more. And the correct angle over the shoulder. Good title, thank you. Thank you, Orkenspalter. Hi, Nico and Omiri. Welcome to the stream. Tim has already commented on the fact that I'm working on a very handsome bald man tonight. It bears a striking resemblance to Jean-Luc Picard. Ah! Hello! Hello Raiders! Hallo, guten Abend zusammen. Herzlich willkommen zu einem weiteren Wimmelbild-Stream. I hope you are having a lovely evening. Make yourselves at home. Grab yourself a beer at this bar which isn't finished yet. And enjoy the naked chests. Naked veil chests. He looks very determined. I like it. I think I also gave him a shield, so somebody get this man a shield. Let's get his shield. So slightly at an angle. Because... oh no, wrong layer. There we go. Found 11 lurkers on our side while not streaming. Nice. And you've just kicked them over, kicking and screaming. Welcome again, the 10th plague. And also, I love that, just a bunch of lurkers. So I was just gonna say, what were you doing? But clearly you were lurking, so I hope you had a good lurk. There we go. We go see if we've got a bit of different music going. Oh, by the way, Nico, if you're still here, I'm also finished with your character. Which I think turned out really glorious. I have to say. I don't mean to be praising too much, but I do quite like how that one turned out. That's as I know. And I suppose we were by the ocean together on holiday. I think that counts. Yep, that's how Nico looks with a naked chest. Absolutely. Yeah, I will confirm that. I'll be prepared to swear that in front of witnesses, if possible, if necessary. I'm sure we can get Max on board as well. I mean, I just used a reference picture from holiday. I hope that's okay. Just traced it. I hope that's all right. I assumed you wouldn't mind. We are one hilarious bunch here. Yeah. I'm not I'm not sure if you saw the comparison picture I posted on Discord or on Patreon about how I drew Leta and Nubor and Boklavash back in 2017 when I got your commission to draw the comics for the TSR rounds, and I think I've learned a lot since then, and I feel like I'm a lot more comfortable doing this commission now. I've written a bit about that on Patreon. I'm a lot more comfortable now, and yeah, it's really this is actually really cool commission because I feel like, oh my god, this is such good practice, and it's nice to have something so consistent to work on. Another thing, well, This is probably going a bit too far in the vicinity of how I'm experiencing my self-employment, but I do think I need to organize myself a bit better, because I did not expect this would be so much detailed work, because I consistently underestimate how much work I end up putting into things. So I'll be like, oh yeah, oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, thank you is what I wanted to say, is thank you for giving me this opportunity to actually come this long way, because I wouldn't be here if not for Orkenspalter TV. But also, yeah, it was a bit shabby. I will say that for myself. It was okay, but it was obviously, I didn't put that much work into it, and I think that was because I wasn't as confident. Like, I didn't put the work, I didn't not put the required amount of work into it because I was too lazy. I think I just didn't think I could do it. So, whereas now I know that if I just keep at it, you know. I know that I can do it. Just have to check my male anatomy again. Hang on. Male chest hair reference picture. There's the chest, and then there would be these weird muscles at the side. I don't want you to look like Tim has gills. Does look a bit like he has gills. I remember telling you not to put that much work into it because the pay was shitty, at least. No, I mean, yes, but it's not shitty now, I think. I think it's fair for what it is, but I think the thing is, when I price myself, which is difficult under the best of circumstances, obviously. As you probably know. I still count, I mean, I do things like, oh, no. I mean, yes. It was back then. I think it's not so shitty now. It's obviously very difficult to charge for something in this kind of industry, in this kind of work, because obviously so many people are offering it. You could probably get stuff cheaper somewhere else, always. There would always be someone who does it cheaper. If you really want that, then you might find someone. Because I've seen people post on Reddit. There is a Reddit board called for a reason. But, oh, it's saving again. Probably gonna mess up my stream again, so I'll be quiet for a moment. Is it done? It is done. Okay. I just noticed something I don't like. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the thing is, like, I know I price things like this. I'd be like, okay, it takes 2 hours for this drawing. Therefore, I charge you hourly wage times 2, right? So I'll be like, oh, you know, 50 euros or something. But then I haven't priced in the communication required to get the job. So all of the communication that's needed to clarify what you want. And I usually also don't price in the extra time I take just doing concept stuff, like thinking about it. Like thinking how I want it to look, or sending someone a drawing and saying, can you please look at this and tell me what you think? You know, like a sort of a feedback situation. And normally, I basically should always price in like an extra hour, and then I would probably be a lot more realistic with my commissions. But that's very hard to do. I remember talking at length with Schnuffelhasi about this. And yeah, if you are the person who offers this stuff, you understand immediately. Like, you're immediately like, yeah, how much money would you ask for, you know? And then you're like, I don't mean to seem greedy, or I don't want to be too expensive, because obviously then people will go somewhere else, and yeah. There's actually something I really liked about my office job, is that we didn't have these kind of sort of problems, because it's like we sold a website, right? We sold a specific product, and it was, in my opinion, really fairly priced, and it was really good for what you were getting. And I still work there 1 day a week, and I'd have to do a lot of customer communication. And one of my favorite things is just, I can just call these people and be like, yeah, I'm not gonna sell you this thing if you don't want it, because I know that would be shitty, right? Like, you want the people are you don't want people to feel like you've ripped them off, you know? And one of my favorite things is that I don't have that kind of work environment there where I'm forced to sell people something, you know, auf Teufel komm raus. Don't know a good English expression for that. And the whole idea that I don't mind telling people the price for that stuff, because even if they say it's too expensive for them, I know that it's not too expensive for what you're getting. And because I felt so secure in that knowledge, like, I really didn't question that, because I totally agree with that, which is not something that happens in every company. That's what made it possible for me to be like a sort of a not really a salesperson, but kind of like a salesperson. I could never do that in the circumstances where I was just selling something that I didn't actually like believe in or something, you know, which probably loses you some sales at some point, but you know. I really love drawing belt buckles or leather buckles at this point. It's just very satisfying. Again, it's also something I never thought I could do. I always just assumed I was bad at it. But turns out you just need to draw it more three-dimensionally and suddenly it looks good. It's like, I really understand that now. But yeah, so it's like, you know, as soon as... I'm not sure if I will ever feel that way about my art, is what I'm saying. Like, I want to get to the point where I feel like that about art, where I can tell people, yep, I'm not ripping you off. This is just what it costs, you know? But maybe that time will come. Also, if anybody wants to have like a sort of similar experience to what it means right now, for me to be sitting here, I urge you to Google male chest hair, and then also give yourself like, wait, no, it's sounding wrong. So I was gonna say give yourself a cramp in your right hand, but that's gonna really sound very wrong, so I take that back. I've just been staring on 2 monitors at chests and just be like, how does hair look? Good evening, SF Giants. Hello. Yeah, I think that looks good. Honestly, though, I really love drawing these like belt buckles and stuff. Do you call this a belt buckle? What would you call it? Like a clasp? A belt buckle, okay. Even if it's not a belt around your belt area. I hope the character isn't too small in comparison to the others. Does he look smaller? It's a buckle on a belt, doesn't matter where the belt is. Okay, all good to know. Just made him a little bit bigger because otherwise I think he was a bit too small in comparison to the other two. Ooh, you know what? We still need arm hair. I think his right shoulder is still clipping with the arm behind him. No, I just erased that, but it is a bit of an unfortunate tangent, I agree. Oh no, you're right, there was a bit of Nico's arm still sticking in there. Okay, I think it's better now, thank you. What, now actually, no, hang on. It's sticking out quite a lot now. Yeah, it'll be okay. But thank you. Ooh, the band hammer has been brought out. Okay, now we need to do his legs. Thankfully, most of those are hidden, which makes my life a little bit easier. So much fur in this picture, honestly. If it was, you know, actually a live fur, you know, it'd be like a feast for furries or something. Hey, that sounds like a George R. R. Martin novel. It's always hard if your lines happen to be in the same position. Yeah, it always, yeah, it's like, that's what I say in the art tutorials. That's what they call tangents. When something's, when the lines are touching and it looks wrong because you can't establish which item is in front of the other. It doesn't make sense to you. So yeah, it's always recommended to remove those where possible. Ooh, I think I might do like another layer. How does that look? Layer is good, thank you. I just realized that this line had to go with the how the garment was worn. It actually had to bend with the sitting down, and it didn't look right when it didn't bend. And to be fair, it actually doesn't look super good. It looks like a scar. I think I'll just leave it like this. Okay, now all that's missing is the chair. Loading again. Saving recovery information. Oh, hydrate. Thank you. I just did. Whenever it's saving. Now I'll do the wood patterns when I'm actually putting the color in. That'll do. That'll do. I'll leave that for the moment. But this basically concludes, for now, the worst of DSR table. Ah, no, I still have to draw myself. Hmm. Would have been nice to actually draw Oleana in the background, but I will go with what the community wants. There we go. There we go. We have. Let me open my files. There we go. We have Leta, Nubor, Boklavash, and then we have Alrik vom Fluss, played by Myri, Ragdir Zornbold, played by Tim, and John Muchubert. That name is so great. Oh yeah, did we just meet a relative of John Muchubert in the Blutige See? They're all a bit related, aren't they? And then I've got to do Oleana Butterweg on the table there, so. So originally the plan was that Leta would have a picture of Oleana. The only thing I haven't quite figured out yet, which in the sketch was a bit vague, was how would you have a picture? Would you have like, I mean, she doesn't have a wallet or something. So I guess she could just have a picture, but it wouldn't exactly be a wanted poster because obviously Oleana is very law-abiding and nice. Maybe she would have a letter with like an attached pic. I mean, I can't exactly do a photograph, can I? It said the picture was in the Stuch, you mean? Maybe. I'd have to think about that for a bit. Maybe the placement of Oleana is not 100% clear, as placement of Ilmenblick is also not 100% in the picture yet. I'll have to put up a poster somewhere, but we will manage. But yeah, it's looking good, I would say. I think I will collapse this table for now. There we go. All one layer now. The weapon! The book! Yes, I know. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Oh yeah. You know what? I'll do a little survey because I'll just need to rest my hand for a second after drawing that much chest hair. So I just noticed I gave Tim's character a lot more chest hair. Maybe we'll have to intensify the chest hair on this guy a little bit, but it'll change with the colors anyway. We'll see. Yeah, I think I'll close this reference page because don't need it anymore. And bleep, 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 bleep. Okay, Stuck or Stuch. You're gonna have to develop a chest hair brush and sell it for millions. Yeah, good idea. Just a brush that's just tiny little strokes. Yeah, a quick question actually. I know there's not many people here, but just an idea, and that is in Reddit, I spent some time on Reddit in the streaming Twitch kind of subreddit, and there were some people who basically asked, or there was someone who asked, what's the biggest turn off? What's the thing that annoys you the most when you watch someone on Twitch? Like, what's the kind of thing that makes you switch it off, basically, or not follow or not return or something? And I read a lot of the replies because I was very curious, because obviously I don't know anything statistically about how well the streams perform and why. So one thing that came up, so one thing for instance was, oh, I don't like it when, of course, a lot of this is about people who stream video games, and a lot of it was stuff like I don't like it when there's total silence. So when it's basically just a person playing a video game, like they have to interact or they have to talk a little bit, and basically they said even if you have 0 viewers, you pretend there are viewers. You just have to pretend because you get into it. And I totally agree with that. If there was no one here, I would still have to talk at the camera and pretend there was someone here, because otherwise if you come in, there's nothing happening. So I completely see that. There was one thing, however, that made me give me a question mark. I didn't know if that was generally true or if that was just that person, because not a lot of people kind of liked it, but of course it's still not representative. So I thought I'd do a little poll here. There's a poll. There you go. It's basically, the person said, I don't like it if the streamer doesn't stream for very long. So basically it bothers me, they said, when a stream lasts less than 2 or 3 hours, at least. Because I think the implicit idea there was, well, you just got into it, like let's say you're lurking, or let's say you're settling down with the stream to watch for that evening, and then the person stops streaming after like an hour and a half or something. And then that person clearly was upset by this. So I was wondering, how much does that upset you? Like, you as viewers, especially you guys are also lurking, you guys are perhaps not interested in switching the channel again and getting into a new stream. Like, is this something that really annoys you? Because I obviously ask from personal reasons, because I often stream only 2 hours. And streaming longer than 2 hours has, well, I would have to start taking more breaks. But basically in the evenings I find it very difficult, because come 11... I'm super tired, simply because I was woken up at 6:30 by a small child and often hadn't had a break all day, and the streams in the evening are basically half work, half break kind of thing. So it's kind of fun to hang out, it's kind of fun to play something, to draw something, but at the same time obviously it's also exhausting. So once the stream is over, no matter how long it took, I'm like, I need to eat something, blah, just tired. So I should probably, if I streamed for longer, I could definitely imagine streaming for like 4 hours, but obviously I'd have to take a break in between because I'd be like dead. So yeah. SF Giant says no. Chocolate Elemental says I wouldn't even have the time to follow a stream for longer than 2 or 3 hours. Yeah. That's another thing. Me as a viewer, I don't mind that at all. I often don't have 2 hours to watch someone, and most of the time I don't watch anything live because I just never catch it, you know? I never manage it somehow. So yeah, watching the whole stream is unlikely anyway. So, I don't know. It probably really depends. If a stream lasts more than 3 hours, I'm getting very tired. Yeah, me too. We often watch, like, the stuff that we watch is often in piecemeal as well. Like, it'll take us 3 days to get through a 3-hour stream. Come home from work, I get something to eat, and then have time to watch streams from about 8 to 10, and concentration goes down the drain. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Chocolate Elemental, that kind of sums it up, actually, doesn't it? I just realized that there was a tangent here. Let's remove that tangent. Maybe there's a difference between younger and older people. I know one from 2 to 6. That's almost too long. Yeah, that's quite long. I mean, maybe it's an age thing, because obviously if you're a teenager and you're watching streams, you're probably watching, I imagine you're watching a long afternoon as well. And then 2 to 6 is fine for you. But it's yeah, I remember when I was a student, I had a lot more free time, and if Twitch was a thing back then, if I had watched that back then probably it would have been okay to watch something for so long, because then I would have just put that on in the background as well and would have video gamed at the time or something. But yeah. When I was in school, I was home 3 or 4 hours earlier. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, it's like you come home and you have like almost the entire afternoon. And sure, you have to do like homework and stuff, but when I was in school, there was no Twitch, so or anything like that. There wasn't even any YouTube. In my opinion, long streams are mostly very shallow. Shallow? What you mean? They don't have substance because the people, they work too long or something like that? It's just, I don't know, I remember reading that comment on Reddit, and I was just like, oh no, like, my streams are often not longer than 2 hours. Like, what if some people are just like, don't take me seriously because I don't stream long? It's like, oh no. Should have experienced drawing owls at this point after drawing the cover for the Orkenspalter comic. Wow, but I was definitely less comfortable with my drawing then as well. It often comes to mind, they only talk to fill the silence. I see what you mean with shallow. Yeah, I guess. I mean, sometimes I find it hard to come up with stuff to talk about, especially when I'm tired or when my concentration is going, because, and then I'm like, oh, I have to talk about something, but I just want to sit here and draw. And then maybe I shouldn't stream, you know? And then I should just draw for myself or play something myself. It's different if you stream a game or if you're painting. Maybe, yeah. That's work and tiring. Yeah, it's true. I mean, sometimes, of course, I would just like to sit here and play a video game. I was considering playing a video game tonight. And just like starting a new painting game or something, but I really want to get this picture finished, so sometimes you have to bite the bullet and just do it. Just mind if a stream is shorter than planned because of technical issues. I mean, yeah, that's annoying. That's nothing the streamer wanted or could avoid. Doesn't really count. Yeah, I mean, that's always annoying when you're like... You had a nice stream planned. Tail feathers of the owl look so cool. Okay, there we are. We have an owl. Owl. Look. Looks dangerous if you're a mouse. Oh wow, we had two. We had 2 votes in the poll. 50% not really and not at all. Well, thank you for the feedback in the chat anyway. That's helpful. Thank you. I appreciate the feedback, and also it does I agree with it, if that makes any sense. Obviously I'm not my own viewer, but yeah, I would be the same if I was watching. You didn't see a poll. Oh, okay. It popped up in the chat window. Does it not pop up in the chat window for you? I'll try again. Hang on. Oh, no, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Although at this point, after Wimmelbild's sub-bomb, I don't think there's any non-subs in his chat. Thank you, Wimmelbild. We could have a sub-only chat and it would totally not matter. New poll. Can you see this poll? Yes. Yes. There we go. Okay, I started a new poll. So, on my channel, if I'm on my channel and I have the chat, there's a chat poll in the very top of the chat window. So it looks like this. I don't know if that helps. Yes, SF Giant. I know. I was where's that from? Oh, I'm just reminded of this Rowan Atkinson sketch. Ah, well, thanks for refreshing. There we go. I think we have a nice owl here fighting Argyle or having a conversation with Argyle. Who knows? You got an... Oh, hello, Irina. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Why does your stream crash? I think it wasn't because Kai was reloading. I think it was because my picture was saving recovery save again. And it always pauses the stream a little bit. But owl poop is acid. What? It is? Oh no! Oh god. I feel mildly worried about going to the forest now. Ad is always the first thing you see when refreshing and stream is already running. Okay. I don't even know that I have ads like switched on or something. I think I can run an ad break if I wanted to, but I don't want to. I guess I could, but I don't know if it makes such a big difference in terms of revenue. I have no experience with that. I just noticed something, you guys, and that is that we didn't give Uwo any chest hair. No, I spent so much time this evening drawing chest hair. I think we should give this orc some chest hair because he's meant to be super manly, right? You know, when I give the final image to Nico, I will make like a list of things for people to play little Wimmelbild games. and then he can have a thing on his Patreon. No, first person to comment with how many people have chest hair, wins a poster or something. Fun Wimmelbild questions. How many hands are on the picture? How many characters have super duper body hair? How many characters are not humanoid? Humans? I suppose not humans works. Mostly all bird poop is very aggressive. Look at guano, I suppose. I thought guano was like ape poop, or am I getting that wrong? I might be wrong. Okay. Who are the unnamed, unlisted bonus characters? Okay, we'll do some of the characters will be unlisted. Yeah, it's like Where's Waldo, exactly. Should we put a Where's Waldo in there? One of the questions will be, where's Waldo? And then I'll have to just put a Waldo in somewhere. How many owls? I guess we can hide some more owls. How many owls are in the picture? Ooh. Which player have the most characters present? I have a list of that now. I think I did an Excel. I did an Excel table because of course I did an Excel table because it's me and I like Excel tables. There we go. Yeah, we can do a top 3. Who are the top 3 people? I think the person, whoever was watching the stream very carefully, I've already given that answer. So, how many tankards? Good idea. How many tankards? Or drinks, I guess. How many animals? Guano is older bird poop. Ah, okay. Elder bird poop. That would be a nice name. Elder guano. The guano apes. I mean, yeah, that's probably why I had the association with apes, because of the band. How many animals? you know. Okay. Picture of Leta, Nubo, and Boklavash were great. Yeah, I love that. I love the cover of Nubo Adventure, which we were given as a gift as well. I was part of a little round at a convention once. I think it was these game conventions. I think it was the one in Cologne. I don't remember. And then we played part of it. He got his shield in the end, yeah. And Lita's wearing a carpet. I know, it's beautiful. I love it too. Music is very odd. This is all listed as ocean jams. Okay, so John Mucho Bear, height approximately a bit lower than that, I suppose. Problem is that he would be hidden behind this bar. Like, that's the annoying part. But I wanted him to lean against the wall. Maybe instead of leaning against the wall, he could be leaning on the bar. Man leaning sideways on bar. The fourth picture I'm getting, right, is... Get this. Get this. This is one of the pictures I got. Man leaning against the bar. A bar of chocolate. What the hell? Yeah, something like that. Is the mandolin player a PC or tavern staff? The mandolin player is... Let me go to my list. That is Atua, a character played by David in the Frost Maiden round. I haven't got a lot of reference material as to what he looks like. So, yeah. I have Schnuffelhasi's reference art. That's basically what I'm basing him on. And I have what the person actually looks like. So I'm making it slightly look like him, basically, and he's dark-skinned. But that's all I know, really. Did you watch the last episode of Lower Decks? I had tears in my eyes. No, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry that I'm not actually watching Lower Decks at the moment. we're still in the middle of our Voyager rewatch, and we're not through yet, so we haven't watched anything else. I haven't watched Rings of Power, I haven't watched Kenobi, it's all on our list. But we're a bit slower with series watching at the time. And I know at Lower Decks, I want to check it out, but I haven't. I've heard some very good things about it. From you mostly as well. But I'm glad you had a fun time. If you're leaning somewhere, it's hard to play the instrument. Didn't find him in my head because I was searching for DSR people. Yeah, I know he's sort of in the wrong place, but there was really... Let's get rid of this stupid man. I found a man leaning against the bar that might help. There was no more space at the D&D table. That was the problem. I mean, I guess I could lean him against this wall. That's why I had the orc walk in the middle of the room as well. It's so crowded over here, and it's just not that crowded over here, ultimately. Not as much as this table. And so I needed to take the pressure off this table. Otherwise I would have had to make the table bigger. Would have helped if he sat at the bar. Yeah, that's why I wanted him to... Maybe he could sing as well. You know, I want the kind of toss a coin to your Witcher kind of... Jaskier kind of... maybe I need a reference picture of Jaskier and then just use that. I'll gather some reference material and then we'll see what we can do. His character isn't that important, but I kind of want it to be, you know... Something like this, you know, that kind of pose where he leans forward a little bit. That kind of thing. Maybe we can get something like that in there. Give him a bar stool to sit and play. Yeah. Yeah, if he sat like sort of a combination of these kind of poses, maybe that would work. Oh, so many wonderful beams are popping up. Anyway, it's wonderful. Yeah, I've already found a, oh, this is so sad, Jaskier played Despacito kind of meme, so. I'll try and do like a mix, but... Something like that. We can probably, you know. Is Artois left-handed, or did that just happen? If he is, don't forget to flip your reference. Oh, right. I don't know if he's left-handed or not. That's really the kind of information that doesn't come across. I mean, in Schnuffelhasi's picture, he strums with his left hand, but I think obviously it would be more common to strum with your right and to do the fingers with you, to the greifen. I don't know what the English word is for that. With your left hand. So this would be more normal, so to speak. This would be right-handed, strumming with your right hand. Yeah, I used Schnuffelhasi's reference essentially. You know what? I don't really care. I'm just gonna go with what looks best. I think that's the better choice to make here. Oh shit, I forgot that the lute has this bent thing at the top. Good night, SF Giants. Have a good night. We just have a few sort of quick gesture ideas. So let me basically gonna sort of, you know, pretend he's here and then try and edit him into the picture. I know this is a lot of extra work now, but I just want this character to look good. A slightly more cartoonish look by making his head a bit bigger. You hear your bed calling, "I'm so warm, come sleep in me." Good night. You have a good night as well, Kaiopaka. Thanks for joining us. Cuddles for the Doodle Gang. Have a wonderful day off tomorrow and enjoy your week. Bye bye. Well, him sitting at the bar is actually the best thing. So we can basically ignore some of his we can put his legs a bit further over here so he doesn't bump into the bar. And then we can essentially like delete part of his musical instrument because or we don't have to draw it in so much detail. But this is basically what I wanted, and that's much better. Much, much better. It's a bit more dynamic than this one as well. Like here he leans and his arm's nice sort of backwards. I like that. That gives us like more interesting anatomy really. Now I just have to make sure the loot is 3D correct. Now I know a lot of artists use they use Blender. They use a 3D program basically to get like accurate references. And yeah, I've been doing that essentially. I've been looking at 3D images of stuff, and just some of the websites are quite good because you can actually turn the stuff that you're looking at. So you can look at a 3D model and you can actually turn it in whichever way you like. And I know that that's probably not super okay, but I'm gonna be honest. I need such few things, or I need them so little that I will work with this. I'll work with what I can get. So loot. Something on the internet must be working. See the top of the loot more than the back? Okay, take this loot. Just looking at reference pictures of loot and reference pictures of people carrying loots. And, there we go. I think it's a bit more sort of that way. think we can copy the hand from the other or maybe we can't copy it directly, but we can copy it a little bit. It looks wrong, but it's also getting a bit late, so... maybe I find it hard to concentrate. Don't change it, you seem almost done with the pose now, but maybe it would have been easier to use the other reference picture and have the neck out of the loot be over the counter. Ah, I see what you mean. You mean, alright, okay. Yeah, I know what you mean about don't change it, but I will try it now that you've mentioned it. Because, you know, why make my life unnecessarily difficult? You mean I should have done this? You've got a point there, my dear. You've got a point. think I didn't do that originally because I thought that the bar would be in the way of I thought the bar would be in the way of the loot, and I thought that but because you hold the loot so high, it's actually better. I was thinking of like a guitar, and I thought you couldn't play a guitar next to a bar like that because the bar would be in the way. But because you hold the loot higher, although you hold a guitar much in the same way, I would say, but the lute is a bit higher, like a mandolin, obviously. And a mandolin is a bit more like this, right? Your writing makes perfect sense. I understand what you meant. You could have done this. I don't know if it's better though. Well, you know what? Why don't I sleep on it? Because I'm tired and I need to be... I need to entertain a child again tomorrow. So we'll have these two options waiting for me. And then... Thank you for the feedback. That's really helpful. So we've got this. It's kind of less... I really liked that pose because I like that kind of movement that he's got. But in that scene, he was walking around. And that's what created the movement. So having him sit like this is a little bit cramped. Even though I love this pose. Like, I love this kind of where the arm is so backwards. I don't know, I just like it. I also don't like the leg that I've done here, and also the arm looks completely crippled. It would probably take me quite long to fix the pose so that this arm would look good and so that this arm would look good. So it actually might be easier to just go with this. And it's definitely better than having him stand at the wall like that, I think. Yeah, I think I've got my answer already. I don't have to even sleep on it. The lute has a smaller body, so you have more options. Yeah, absolutely. It's the smaller body is definitely it. Although Jaskier does have different types of lutes in the show. So just looking at the reference pictures, in one he has this massive lute, and in another scene at the court of Sintra, he has a really small mandolin type instrument. So they did vary it up a little bit. But I think I'll go with this one, because this pose will require less tweaking than the other one. So just for shits and giggles, let's put him in here. I didn't even have to sleep on it. Lol. Yeah. This guy. This was one of the first sketches I did when I started this picture, and you can tell that I was not in the rhythm yet, and I had to change him several times. Oh look, it's tiny. I also think I wanted him. I know the characters, you know, it's a Frostmaiden character. I don't know how important he is in the grand scheme of things of this Wimmelbild and of the Orkenspalter community. I don't know how important this David guy is. I'm not in the lore enough to answer that, but clearly people wanted the Frostmaiden characters in here, so here they are. And I like that there is at least one bard because it's nice for a tavern scene. So. That is very good. So I want that character to look good, not just be in the background. I want all the characters to look good on a certain level, so that you don't look at one or something and go, ugh, you know. I might even go back and give values a bit more detail. I mean, there's nothing I can do about Herdal over here. That's just what he looks like apparently. But okay, I think we have a good a good situation. This is where we are at now. Look at that. It looks pretty lived in already, doesn't it? I'm quite happy with it. I think this is good to move forward with. Well, today we managed this guy. We managed Tim's DSR character with the impressive moustache, a lot of chest hair, a new bard, and a few other little tweaks. Also more chest hair here, and a few tweaks and twists, and an owl. I think that's not a pretty bad, well, it's a pretty good turnout for this stage of stream. So I will end it here for tonight. I will wish you all a very good night, whoever is left. Good night, and see you again in the next round of We got to do more line art. And I'll, yeah, look forward to chatting with you, and thank you for all the input. It's really, really helped. Thank you for the help and the feedback. That would be a pretty cool picture when it's done. Yes, I think so too. I'm really looking forward to seeing the final version. I want this as a poster and I want to hang it up in my room, definitely. Okay, until then, thank you. Thanks, Kaon. Well, good night. Good night, everyone. I will raid someone, and until I raid, enjoy some bunny cam. And they're snuggling at the moment, so I'll put that on, and then I'll find someone to raid, and then I'll see you in the next stream next week. Bye bye.